Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some absolutely massive news coming out of the LCS. Another big hit to the lock-in tournament. Things just keep getting worse and worse. It seems like each day we hear about another player having visa issues, another team, another roster, another organization. And in this video we're going to be talking about all of that. So Team Liquid tweeted out, this was earlier today I guess, they said, alright Twitter, do you want to hear surprise number 1 or surprise number 2 first? And surprise number 1 did win the poll, so they said, alright, surprise number 1 wins, and we're going to be checking out just what surprise number 1 was during this video. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you're not already subscribed, definitely click that subscribe button really quick. We're getting closer and closer to 6,000 subscribers, and that is awesome. I would appreciate it so much if you guys did subscribe, because I believe like 75% of the people that watch my videos are not actually subscribed. So even if you think you might be subscribed, check it out, see what's up. Also, if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my content, if you want to support my channel, leaving a like on this video would be an awesome way to do that. It helps get my content out to more and more people, helps me on the YouTube algorithm, all that good stuff. With that being said, here we go. Let's check out surprise number 1. Let's see just how well we can see this. I think we can see this pretty good. Let's see what Team Liquid's got for us here.
Hey guys, Santorin here. Sadly I'm still in Denmark.
I want to turn the volume up a little bit. I don't know if we can actually hear that very well.
Waiting for my visa to arrive. Basically today I was told that my visa's approved, so I'm just waiting to arrive by mail, but sadly it's just the process has been a lot longer than usual due to COVID. So even though I've been playing in NA since 2014, I ran into visa issues.
So this is obviously a very massive story. The fact that Santorin is having visa issues. And this is something that I had not heard about. Honestly, I wasn't sure what was going on with Santorin. This was not one of the guys we'd heard on any of the rumor accounts. Nothing I'd heard on Reddit. I don't know how this kind of fell through the cracks, but I did not know that Santorin was not still in the country. This is actually big news. Again, he's saying obviously a ton of the teams are having visa issues because of Corona, because of travel restrictions and everything like that. And these are things we've known, and we've seen it with some other players and some other teams. But this is the first guy who has been in North America for so long. Like he says, he's been playing in North America since 2014. I mean, he's an NA resident. This is not a guy that I even considered as being on the list of possible guys who could be having visa issues. It never really even crossed my mind. So this does suck. This is obviously a really big blow. Another big blow to the lock-in tournament. We've talked about so many different other teams and rosters having some of these visa issues and stuff. But this is the first one that's really going to be affecting one of the big teams like Team Liquid, Cloud9, even 100 Thieves and TSM. I would kind of put up in that category of teams that we expect to do well at the lock-in tournament. I mean, some of the other teams like CLG, Immortals, you know, if they have some visa issues, it does suck for the fan base, for the team, for the organization, for the players, and maybe for the fans in some games and fans of those teams. But overall, we don't expect an Immortals or a CLG to kind of go on and win the tournament or anything like that. But once Team Liquid starts having visa issues, that really does suck. Because again, they got these two big players in Santorin and Alphari as their huge pickups, and they go hand in hand with each other. And to me, it's kind of crazy that the same organization got Alphari and Santorin. Santorin's a guy who's been in the United States for longer, and he's not able to get in on time, but Alphari can get in on time. That's kind of weird. But again, in the good news of what he said was that his visa has been approved, it has been signed and everything, it's on its way, so he won't be able to make it for the lock-in tournament, but, you know, he will be ready for the start of the spring split, which is at least great news, because it could have been much worse. Could have been a repeat of the Brox situation from last year for Team Liquid, and obviously I would not want anyone to go through that, and it would be bad for the LCS, bad for Team Liquid, bad for Santorin, bad for everybody. But yeah, it does suck that they have this shiny new lineup, these shiny new players, and they're not going to get to try it out, and the fans aren't going to get to see it right away, because that's really what we want. We've been waiting all offseason to see how the stuff's going to go, and now we're just kind of getting teased, because yes, it's cool that we'll get to see Alphari, but part of Alphari is how well he's going to interact with Santorin and how well Santorin's going to interact with Jensen and the other laners and all that. So this does kind of suck, but let's see if they got anything else for us.
Which means I will not make it for the lock-in tournament week 1, which I'm really sad about. Like, I've lost out on a couple weeks of scrims with the team too, which definitely hurts. But that being said, Amar will be subbing in for me for week 1, and I'm sure they'll do great. And I will hopefully arrive sometime soon, and hopefully I can play week 2. So it's not the end of the world, and I'm sure we'll still do great. It's just a bump in the road, right?
So there are a couple more things. One, I think it's great that, like he said, he's only going to be missing the first week, hopefully. So that's great. But again, he won't be coming in with a ton of scrim time. He won't be coming in with a ton of practice time with his team. Maybe the synergies and stuff won't be built up there. But I guess that is better than him missing the entire tournament, because that was not something I caught right away, that he's only going to be out for the first week. Also, he says that Armao, or Armaro, or I think it's Armao, is going to be starting for him in place. That is actually Grig. He has now name changed. My camera is going a little fuzzy. Hopefully we can get that back. There we go. Armao is going to be subbing in for him. That is formerly Grig. So that's not that exciting. Obviously, there's worse junglers out there than Grig, but obviously Grig has not had the best track record in the LCS. Hopefully with really, really strong laners like Alfari, Jensen, obviously Tactical and Core JJ, Team Liquid has a really, really stacked roster. Hopefully Grig will be able to still do pretty well. He should be serviceable. You know, he has LCS experience. He has had good games and stuff before. I'm sure they're going to be playing him, you know, mostly on tanks and kind of supportive style junglers and stuff, and really trying to enable those big lanes. So TL should still be able to be somewhat successful. So hopefully this is all, you know, not lost. But like Santorin says, it is really disappointing. It is really shitty that he's missing scrims and stuff right now. He's missing opportunities to, one, be getting better personally, but also to be building up synergies with his new team, because he's changing a team, obviously, and he wants to be getting that scrim time together and preparing, because yes, they want to do well in the lock-in tournament, but they also want to be getting ready for the spring split, and they also just don't want to be falling behind the other teams in the LCS who are maybe getting some full scrim time and some full practice time together right now. So, you know, like you said, hopefully Armao does really well. Hopefully he does good. Hopefully Santorin's ready to go for week 2 of the lock-in tournament, because there will still be some group stage games, so they could still maybe salvage a group stage and stuff. But if TL, I don't know why I keep trying to say TSM, if TL does get off, because I'm thinking of Grig and Santorin, I guess, if TL does get off to a slow start in week 1, that would be kind of bad, but the top 4 teams make it out of groups, they'll be totally fine. But it could shake up the bracket, make the bracket really, really crazy, and give us some really interesting matchups, which honestly would be kind of fun. It sucks if you're a TL fan, but you know, it'll be interesting.
It's something we've got to get over. I hope you guys understand, and can't wait to see you guys.
There has been a lot of crazy stuff that has happened this year that has made immigration and visas a lot harder to obtain, and Santorin's was just straight up delayed. But what I want to do here is tell you how that doesn't necessarily present a total disaster for us, because we have been working with Santorin during our scrims. He's been watching all of our scrims. He's been involved in all of our meetings. We're still really looking forward to when he can get here, either after the first or second week of the lock-in tournament. But also, I think it's a really great opportunity for Armao. I think when a lot of people look at that jungler, they have some pretty negative thoughts.
So first, I guess we can start talking about a couple things. One, Armao is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, Grig. I did not know that. I thought it was Armao. I just looked at it. It's like Armao. I was not sure how to pronounce that. So Armao is going to be the jungler for Team Liquid. I couldn't really understand how Santorin was pronouncing it. He's got a little bit of an accent. But also, it is cool that Santorin has been able to spectate their scrims. He's been able to watch stuff. Obviously, he's able to still see things that are going on. Now, that's not a great solution. You know, they're making the best that they can of a bad situation. It's not the best situation. Yes, obviously it's not him playing with the team. It's not him getting the feel, because you can watch and understand and maybe get the sense of a play style, or how the team wants to play, or how your laners play, or how drafts are going and stuff like that. And it's awesome that he's still getting to communicate with the team, hopefully be, you know, building up some relationships and stuff like that just by talking with people, communicating with them, but also kind of getting his voice and opinion on issues and how he wants the team to play and how he sees things, which is great. But again, there's only so much you can get without actually hopping onto the Rift, without actually playing, getting the sense for those timings, where you expect players to be and everything like that. But it is cool to hear that they are doing some stuff. They're doing some virtual stuff. Obviously, that's awesome. I do think this is great. Again, it does suck that he's just saying, I mean, this was just straight up delayed. You know, they did everything they could, and it just didn't work out. It didn't happen. And I know people were kind of blaming Team Liquid management a lot and stuff at first, and that's very easy to do. They just had the same problem last year with Broxa, and then people are saying, oh, how did you guys not learn anything? How did you guys not get better this offseason? How, you know, how is TSM getting Sword Art in? How is Cloud9 getting perks in? But you guys can't get your new guys in. But I'm sure TL did everything that they could. And obviously this year is much different than last year, with coronavirus, with travel restrictions, with the pandemic going on everywhere. And yeah, I mean, they can only do so much. I hope they did everything right. It seems like they did. They're not saying really that they messed up anything. and again, this is Santorin, a guy who's gone through this process so many times, so I'm sure he knew what was going on, knew what exactly to be doing. But this is just how it goes. We've seen so many different players, so many different organizations this offseason. Some people getting in fast, some people getting delayed. I mean, again, it's at least good that Santorin does expect to be ready by the second week, because there's some players and some teams who are just on indefinite breaks right now, and we have no idea when they're going to be ready to go. So while this does suck for Team Liquid, it could be much worse. As Jack goes on to talk about, though, this is an awesome opportunity for Grig, obviously, to get to showcase himself on an LCS team once again, because if he wants to work his way back up into the LCS, this would be an awesome way to prove it, because guess what? There's a lot of bad rosters out there right now. There's a lot of people who could use the help of a solid jungler. Now, at times, Grig has not been a solid jungler, but if he is one now, and if he can prove himself, that would be great. Also, Grig getting to play with an awesome team, an awesome lineup. If he can't succeed with this TL lineup, he's not going to succeed anywhere, but this is a good opportunity for him to make himself maybe look a little bit better than he is, playing with Alfari, playing with Genshin, playing with Core JJ. So hopefully, for his sake, he pops off, and he might just earn himself a contract somewhere, honestly, and that's pretty exciting.
They think to the last time they saw him in LCS, they think to where he wasn't performing well, and they just kind of write him off. I don't think that way about him. I actually think he's a very good jungler and very talented, and in scrims, he's been working very well with our team. So I think this can be a great opportunity for us to still hit the ground running, show that we can be a great team, and also give our Mayo a chance to kind of prove himself on the LCS stage against other LCS teams again. So I think he's really looking forward to playing, and I'm really excited to see what happens.
So there's a couple things that I want to say. I absolutely love this from Jat. One, he is really trying to kind of just instill confidence in the TL, one, in the team, saying that, I believe in this guy. I think he's going to do great. That's awesome. That's what you want from your leader. You don't want Jat to be like panicking right now and like saying, yeah, dude, it sucks we don't have Santorin, but we're going to do our best. But, it's just going to be a tough situation. He is saying we expect to do good. We're looking good in scrims right now. Also, I love that he is standing up for Grig and saying, yeah, people are writing this guy off and they shouldn't be, because that does happen all the time in the LCS. There are some guys who come in and have 5, 6, 7, it seems like, terrible performances and get chance after chance after chance after chance. And then there's some guys who come into the LCS, seems like they have one bad split and they are never able to make it back to the LCS, and it does seem really random and it does seem really weird. So I love that Jat is saying, yeah, this guy is being overlooked. People should give him a chance, and we're going to give him that chance to prove himself. And you guys better pay attention, take notes, and pick this guy up. If I was a player, that would make me want to play for the Team Liquid organization and play for Jat as a head coach so much, knowing that my head coach is going to go to war for me, that he's going to stand up for me, and know that if an opportunity presents itself, my team, my organization is going to have my back 100% and be hyping me up every step along the way. Now, that only goes so far. Grig is going to have to actually do it for himself on the stage. He's going to have to prove himself. But it sounds like things are going pretty well in scrim so far. And hey, having confidence, having belief, I swear that's like half the battle. So I really did love this. But then again, Jat just kind of getting out there, talking to the community. I love when teams, organizations, players, coaches, whoever, are just transparent with the community. Let us know what's going on. Let us know how things are going. Your fans are so invested in this team, and they spend money and hours and days of the week and days of their lives on these teams and these organizations. Talk with us, have that conversation back and forth. I loved this video in so many different ways. I love that they got Santorin in talking about it. I love that they got Jat in talking about it, and I think they said so many of the right things. So in the end, obviously it sucks. Santorin's having visa issues. He's going to miss the first week of the lock-in tournament. I think that should only be 3 games. If he missed the first week, they play 3 games. So he'll be back for the end of the group stage and then the start of the bracket stage, hopefully. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Team Liquid does without him, how they do with him, and how they just do over the course of the tournament, and how they do with Grig in the lineup. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Again, definitely drop a like on this video if you did enjoy it. I would help it out. I would enjoy it. It helps me out so much, and I would appreciate it a ton. I don't know why I couldn't talk there, but it does help me out with the YouTube algorithm a lot. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this situation? Are all these visa issues ruining the lock-in tournament for you? Because it kind of feels like that to me, honestly. Also, do you think Grig is going to do well? Do you think Santorin is going to do well? Do you think TL is going to be a mess? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on anything we talked about. Subscribe to stay updated on my latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!